Well, it's the Black Hoodie Ninja here once again with a bright fucking light in my face, but new phone, new features, things happen. As always, please tell my friend or your friends about the videos if you think they're funny, and you can follow me on Twitter at cman2342, at cman2342. Alright, moving on. Apparently, we had the rapture this week. Woohoo! Rapture! And nobody went missing, including all the people who thought the rapture was actually going to happen. And here's my thought. I was thinking, we fucked up. I think the rapture did happen. Everybody's saying it didn't. I think it did. I think God came to our planet, took one look around and said, ooh. No. Fuck it, I'm starting over. And then went to a new planet and said, let's try again. Number one industry in America, it's the porn industry. Makes more money than anybody else. Not necessarily a good thing. I don't think it speaks highly for our culture, and I think we're screwed. Hopefully we can turn things around. I believe there is a lot of good people, and hopefully the good people start doing better things, and we don't get stuck with nothing. But yeah, I also don't really believe we actually had the rapture. God's into surprises. He clearly stated when these things do happen, we're not going to know. We're not. Just like the whole Mayan thing really annoys me. I don't think the world's going to end next year either. I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. The Mayans were the most advanced ancient civilization. I will let them have that, although I think Egypt gives them a pretty good run for their money. And they studied the stars a lot. And they based everything on the stars. And they figured out, I forget how many ever thousands of years, that this thing happens. Well, all the planets line up with the center of the galaxy, with the sun in its perfect row, and it's all nice. And they said, that's day one. And then in 1100, whatever years it is, when we come back, it's going to be day one again. I'm betting the Mayans are just like us. At the end of our calendar year, we don't think the world's going to end. We go buy a new fucking calendar. I'm betting if the Mayans were still around, they'll be like, oh, day one, part two. New calendar. Okay. And they started all over again because the stars and the sun and the galaxy all go around in a circle, in a pattern, and they saw this pattern. I don't think there's any special end-of-the-world prophecy there. I think, hey, they're like us. Time to get a new calendar. It makes me wonder if in a few 100,000 years or a few hundred years or whatever it is, say we start changing the way we keep time, and somebody's going to find one of our old calendars and goes, oh no, it's December 31st. The world is going to end. Wait, when is this mysterious December 31st? Calendars are not the way to predict the future. I don't think the Mayans are predicting the future. If the Mayans could predict the future, I think they would still be here. Because if you remember correctly, that is a civilization that disappeared for no good fucking reason. So I think they're actually that smart, they would still be here. I mean, you know the future. You can avoid shit like randomly disappearing for no reason. Just saying, throwing that out there. So, survived the end of the world. This is now the second time I have survived the end of the world. I'm pretty happy. Survived 1999 to 2000. Woohoo! I survived the rapture of May 21st, 2011. Woohoo! And I'm betting I survived 2012. But just in case, I want to stock up on peanut butter and condoms. Because, I love peanut butter. And just in case I live and there's a girl, who don't want to have unsafe sex. So I'll need condoms. And hopefully some beer. Peanut butter, beer, condoms. I'm thinking if I had some bananas, Elvis would be happy. Because, the end of the world, that's what Elvis is coming back. He's going to release his new single, Haha, I Really Wasn't Dead. Okay, that wasn't that funny. I just got in trouble for some sticks. I know this is a complete subject change, but it's kind of interesting. I'm visiting family, and we had a really bad storm, and a whole bunch of branches fell, and I'm on the other side of this patio, and I see all these branches that fell, and the storm's now over, so I go out and take all the branches and put them into a big pile, and I go inside to let the family know, hey, cleaned up all these branches, your tree's lost some branches. My dad doesn't care. He's like, good, more shit to burn. My stepmom comes out and is like, well, which tree lost branches? I'm like, y'all have like 10 trees. I don't know. She's like, well, where were the branches? I'm like, well, there was a few over here, and there's a few over there, and well, which tree did they come from? I'm like, I'm not a tree expert. There were branches. I moved them. Well, how big were they? I'm like, well, they're over there. And it's a pretty big pile. She's like, well, that's a lot of branches. Is the tree going to live? I don't know. I didn't ask the tree how it was feeling. I just moved the branches. I didn't get on a thermometer, take the tree's pulse, and give it an anal exam. I just said, hey, there's branches. I'm over here. Well, you should have figured out where the tree they came from. Why? Are you going to sew them back on? Is there some mysterious tree fairy where if you take the tree branch and put it under your pillow, the fairy comes and gives you a quarter, but only if you know which tree it came from? I don't get it. I mean, she wasn't really mad, but she was actually bothered by the fact that I didn't figure out which tree branch came off which tree, which I guess if I had taken the time to analyze the tree branch in the middle of the fucking night, because it's dark out. It's nighttime, guys. It's dark. I could have figured it out, but I'm just going to set the sons of bitches on fire tomorrow, so I was like, fuck it. It's a tree branch. I'm having trouble with that one. It's kind of perplexing me. Also read an interesting thing in the news, which, alright, all the small children in the world, turn this off. And it's going to get kind of graphic. People, I just want you to know that. And it's not something I really believe, but I thought it was an interesting study. Because if this is true, weight loss would be more popular among males, I think, especially the heavier set ones like myself. But the study said, for every 10 pounds you lose, your dick gets a ½ inch bigger. Now, that's awesome, but I'm not sure how that works. As your fat goes in, does it go to your dick? I don't get it. Or are you just uncovering dick you didn't know you had? And I'm really curious about this. So if anyone actually knows the source of the study, or if it's true, let me know. Because if it is, I'm never eating again. I'm officially swearing off food. Because I want to see if I can lose 1,000 pounds. Okay, that's an exaggeration. Lose 100 pounds, because, that's 5 more inches of dick. Shit. I'd go baby still clubbing with that damn thing. Alright. Moving on. Now, I did the Ask a Guy thing. I'm going to do that again. It was pretty successful. People seemed to like it. And I had a question. Girl asked, if your girl wants a threesome with another guy, would you do it? My answer was pretty simple. Well, I mean, sure, as long as I got what I wanted in return, which would be a threesome with another girl. She said, well, what if you had to participate? I said, well, it wouldn't be a threesome if I didn't have to participate. She goes, no, you don't get it. She goes, I mean, you had to participate with the guy. I'm like, whoa. Not okay. Not okay. I don't want no... Look, ladies, I realize guys are always trying to shove shit in your asses, but it's different when it's a guy and a girl. I guess it's not different. I guess we're just a-holes. But we're a-holes. I don't want a guy anywhere back here. I don't want to put any guy thing in my mouth. Now, I realize when guys ask for girls for threesomes that generally they want the girl to do something with the girl. But that's not really okay either. That's kind of a double standard. When I have a threesome with 2 girls, I don't care if they touch each other. Touch me. Make me happy. It's about me, apparently, because I'm there with 2 girls. I'm a happy fucking camper. Doing a little happy dance in the bed. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Like that? Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Okay, I'm not going to do that again. Anyway, so, 2 girls, yeah. She's not, like, she's like, well, what if you just did it? And I'm like, no. Not okay. I don't want a guy anywhere near here. I don't want a guy anywhere near here. I mean, I'm not even okay with the thought of, if even the girl wanted to do it, of a double penetration, him in one hole and me in the other hole, because if our balls accidentally touched, I would be creeped out. This is not okay. And if your guy agrees to that, I would worry. I would worry, because what if he likes it? And then you're screwed. He's going to leave you. Not okay. So, I think we need to rethink how we do threesomes from now on. If it's a girl-girl guy threesome, the 2 girls should be focused on the guy. If it's a 2 guy, 1 girl, the 2 guys should be focused on the girl. There should be, unless you want it to be, no cross-gender touching. No same gender, separate, unless that's what you want. And you guys need to establish this before the threesome. Rules are important. Rules are very important. Very creepy. Another question, which I don't really have the answer, was, why do guys get hard-ons when they're asleep? And I'm thinking, there's got to be some scientific answer. But I'm like, I don't know. So we're going to call it the morning wood fairy. And we're just going to call it a wonderful thing, because I wake up in the morning with my morning wood, I know I had a good night. And I move on. I don't really know what the issue is. I mean, it's a thing that guys do. Not really what I had in mind when people started ask guy questions. If you have anything else, I'm glad to answer, but I really don't know why. And the last question I got was, why do guys scratch themselves? Look, ladies, I guess you don't get it. They're balls. They dangle. It's hairy. It gets sweaty and uncomfortable down there, and it itches. We're not doing it to be rude. We're not doing it to be mean. Sometimes the hairs get tangled and it itches. And, you're like, oh, well, just do like women do, shave it off. Well, no, because the balls are dangling. They need that hair. It protects them. We need to protect the nuts. They're important. Got to keep them cooler or warm in the winter. So the hair is important. I'm not shaving it. But yes, now the hair gets tangled, it gets sweaty, it gets itchy, it's uncomfortable. I mean, girls don't get it. The balls start sweating, they will stick to the side of your leg. And you've got to reach down there, pull them up, adjust them, and do some scratching. And I realize that guys are oblivious to the world when we're doing this, and we'll do it in the middle of our own wedding while we're standing at the altar. But we're uncomfortable and sweaty, so our balls itch. I'm sorry, that's not going to change. It's the way the world works. Men scratch their balls, women get pissed by it, and then we have makeup sex. And I'm okay with this arrangement. Hopefully one day you will be too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get some baby seals and I'm going to go clubbing.